So, and products. So, give me examples of physical products that are sold through physical channels. Books, grocery, car, and pretty much the world used to be just that till about 30, 40 years ago. The whole world was just about physical products sold through physical channels. So this square that you see here is where everything was. Now you have what is this square, which is physical products delivered through a virtual channel. Online shopping. Exactly. All the online shopping is physical products provided through online transaction. What's a virtual product through a physical channel? Exactly. Insurance is a good example. Because basically it provides you, a feeling that you're secure, but it's provided through sales guy. Right? So it's physically transfer. You're convinced physically, but it's being provided as a virtual benefit. Okay, and then finally, these are, it comes to virtual products with virtual channel. Okay, so if you look at it, most of the most exciting companies in the last 10 years, the ones who have had the most rapid growth and value and functionality, it's something that pretty much is now almost beginning to control most of your waking time. Like I see most people pretty much, spending their whole day in this virtual world. Right? Your entertainment comes through games, your information, newspapers. It used to be physical, now it's online. You're just getting in connection with all your friends, Facebook, social media, whatever. Except for food and a few other things, pretty much all our time, waking time, we are living on these virtual products provided by virtual. So it's like you click a button, PayPal, automatically, or your credit card automatically, the money is deducted, the electronic wiring of the money here, there, everywhere, and money comes into your account, it goes away from your account, but you never see that cash as such, right? Okay. The paper money it used to be really something that was very tangible. Itself is now becoming virtual. Right? So when everybody's value add, the things that they consider the most valuable, becomes virtual, you can see that that's where companies with the highest value are going to be created. Right? So there's a time when, if you look at history, land was the most valuable thing. Then having, a very nice seafaring ship, or water became very important. And that's how, England, that had the best armada, the best naval army, ended up conquering, 140 countries they ruled from that little island. So they control the waters. And then it moved into the air, right? People who had the best planes and the fighter jets and so on, they are the ones who started controlling the world, because US and Russia both had, nuclear weapons, and they had, they didn't even have to send people to attack a country using a ship. They basically brought the aircraft carrier close to your shore, flew in, missile and then knock you out, and you had to basically succumb to them. So the entire control went to people who had the strongest. And now it has gone to controlling information. So whoever has access to all the virtual information that controls that people are using all the time have become the ones that are the most powerful. So if you look at what is the USA doing, they are coming up with ways to secure their data and break or crack everybody else's security system, virtual cybersecurity system. They listen to what the German president is talking. China actually had a whole department that was actually controlling all the computers in the Indian government. They were actually, they basically infiltrated all our computers, and they could actually turn on and turn off the cameras in conference rooms to listen in on whichever conference room they wanted while the government was doing the business. So, and finally it took actually some students from UC Berkeley to go ahead and figure out that the Chinese had basically broken through the Indian government's entire security system. So this was a project just about 3 years ago, and you can search for it on the internet, where UC Berkeley students were given a project by their professor to look at how data usage or data traffic is running all over the world, between different cities, different connection points, how is the data? And based on that, to come up with some algorithms to kind of understand, how things are operating, just come up with different insights into data traffic and so on. And then they found that there was a massive amount of traffic between New Delhi and a small town in the middle of China. And they said, why is there, gigabytes and terabytes of data transfer happening between New Delhi and the small town in the middle of China that doesn't even have a name. A city doesn't even have a town doesn't even have a name. And then, by the US, once they figure that something wrong is going on, they can get their satellite and then they can get all the snooping equipment to figure out, what was going on in this particular town in the middle of China. And then they found out that essentially the Chinese had a hacking group, cybersecurity group sitting there that had pretty much cracked all of the Indian government's codes and was, essentially even turning on and off, cameras on PCs and so on to snoop in on anything they wanted, right? So basically, the whole power has moved from physical to virtual, right? And this thing actually has huge implications, because right now, if you look at it, most developing countries are spending 95% of the defense budget on building planes and ships and soldiers and all that. It's all physical. And yet, the control has really already moved to the virtual world. Has moved to the virtual world. So, whoever has the best cybersecurity and has the best weapons, cyber weapons, to go ahead and snoop into everybody else's, people who have not done a good job of their own cybersecurity are the ones that are going to be the new world leaders. So you can see that, big mismatch of the Indian government spending hundreds of millions of dollars, billions of dollars, trying to solve yesterday's problem when the world is moving on. What's the point of having all those armies if China knows that, okay, you don't have any soldiers in Kargil, so we are going to just take over Kargil and you can have all your soldiers sitting somewhere else or something else. I'm just giving an example. But all I'm saying is knowledge, or cyber knowledge becomes powerful. And essentially, the whole value add in the ecosystem has moved from here to here, then to here, and now to here. And it's going to be here for some time, before there'll be a new set of technologies and other things that will, come along and revolutionize the world, right? If you look at it, in this particular box, you have something called synthetic biology, where they are now actually using their knowledge about DNA and genes and everything else, and chemicals and how to splice things together and so on, in order to create new kinds of biological entities, that are going to be more intelligent and more capable and more whatever. And, in 10, 20 years or 30 years, everything that we're talking here is irrelevant because, every person has the ability to have access to infinite knowledge, infinite computing, but, have other capabilities. You plug in a chip into your brain or whatever and you can speak Chinese. You don't have to learn Chinese. Who knows? All I'm saying is that I want you to realize that the whole ecosystem itself will change in the lifetime that we all are. Everything that you've learned here will be irrelevant unless you are the drivers of change. If you are the ones who are coming up with the technologies to make the current ecosystem either better or obsolete, only then you keep up with the change and that's what between entrepreneurship and entrepreneurship we're going to be doing in order to create that. So, 10 minutes. So let me kind of have you think about what you're going to write. 3 to 4 sentences. So I would say that why don't you think of some virtual product which will be sold virtually, solve problems that are unique to Gujarat, that are unique to the ecosystem of Gujarat or India. So think of what kind of virtual product or service or solution that would be distributed virtually that will solve the problem in the ecosystem that you see right now or in 2 years or whatever, basically in the current time zone, the time period. Think of some virtual product that you can think of that will solve. And okay. Now, I want to do a few more things while we're doing this thinking. So basically, this week, we covered entrepreneurial mindset and preparation yesterday. We talked about the risk issues. We talked about technical stages of startup. Just finished that. We talked about some of this business enterprise and etc. So this is what we did this week. Next week onwards, you're looking at starting to zero in on the project that you're going to be doing. So I think by getting you guys to start thinking of these ideas, I want you all to go ahead and start zeroing in on ideas. So the first thing is we have to form teams. And so we have to form a team of basically, let's form 4-person teams that can go ahead and just so that you're not just working with your own friends, I'm just going to create random teams, okay, just so that, because one of the things that you've learned in entrepreneurship is how to, kind of work with authentic people and use their resources and capabilities and so on. So why don't we just do, the 4 of you, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 4 of you, so that you become one group, and then 3 of you and 4, and then 4 of you in this row, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 4 of you in this row. And then why don't we make a 5-person group? Because I think you're going to be the odd person. 3 of you and 2 of you. So that's so those are your teams, okay? So let's see if we got it.